Hello and welcome to Scroll. We're doing this special live video on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter accounts to discuss one of the biggest news stories of the day. We are going to be joined by our legal affairs editor, Sagar Yamuna. He also covers the South Indian politics for Scroll. So, Sagar, why don't you get us started? Rajinikanth, Superstar Rajinikanth announced in November that he's going to be announcing his new political party on December 31st, which created
Hello and welcome
really
to Scroll. We're doing this
news,
special
right?
live.
Because that would completely shape the political landscape down south. But today he announced that he won't be launching a political party. In fact, he has stepped out. He's taken a step back. So could you just tell our viewers what exactly is happening?
In November, Rajinikanth has had this habit of showing himself as a future political leader for quite some time, since the early 90s. And there's always this, every time an election comes up, his fans would say, hey, we need you, you're the change that we are looking up to, why don't you enter politics, etc. He'd been avoiding that all along because you had two great leaders in Tamil Nadu, Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi, who had a stranglehold over the voters, in the sense, the vote share. And it was very difficult for anybody else to find space when these two big leaders were functioning. I mean, Vijaykanth, the other star, tried, but he couldn't succeed. Now, after that death in 2016 and 18, respectively, Rajinikanth, now these other actors have decided that they would want to get into, they would want a piece of the political cake. And you had Kamal Hassan launching his party. And then Rajinikanth kept, I think in 2017, said he will enter politics and contest the 2021 elections. But, and then there was back and forth. He consulted with his fans. There were some doubts over whether he will or he will not. And then finally in November, he said, if not now, then never. So he essentially said, unless and until we change things now, there won't be another opportunity. And the way he said it, people thought, okay, this man has taken a decision finally, and we would have another contender this time in 2021. I think I wouldn't say to the surprise of many, I would say to the surprise of few, because I think a lot of really sharp observers of politics in Tamil Nadu would have told you that they were not convinced that he would ever enter politics. And these were, he was not, he wasn't sure about what he wanted to do. And as if on cue, today he has said that he will not be entering politics. He has cited health reasons. A few days ago, he had to be admitted to the hospital, because of high BP. He was shooting for a movie, and four members in the crew tested positive for coronavirus, and all that drama happened. And 2 days later, now we get a statement from him, not even a video statement, just a 2-page note saying that, look, I don't want to enter politics because I don't want to put my fans at risk.
Do you think the real reason, as in like, what are the experts saying and what are the people, watchers who, keep track of politics, what are they saying? What do you think is the real reason behind his decision to take a step back? Is it just health, or do you think the political landscape is also playing a role in that?
See, this is a very difficult question to answer. Now they put out the hospital statement as well, in which there was a clear-cut instruction that you can't do anything that will increase the chances of contracting coronavirus. Now, assuming that is the accurate picture, then we should give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he has made this decision because he is worried about his health. His family is worried about his health. Now, but there are problems with this theory, because I think the political landscape in Tamil Nadu has indeed changed. And it is not anymore easy for cinema stars to just walk into the political scene few months before the elections and then take this chief minister's chair. I think both the AIDMK and the DMK are organized, have such great deep-rooted organizations that to dethrone them from the state would take a lot, and it cannot be achieved in a matter of months. You must remember, even the great MGR M.G. Ramachandran, had to run the party for 5 years before he got a chance to become chief minister, before he could win the elections. So to just Rajinikanth, I think, probably overestimated his own base, his own charisma. He thought that moment he announced that he would start a political party, there will be this huge, revolutionary feeling among the people, and then there will be this mobilization. But we didn't see any of those things, which told you that people now expect something more than just being a cinema star. And also, Rajini is old. He is not at the peak of his career. This is not the 90s anymore. So all that I'm sure, has played a part in this decision, and not just his health.
I think one of the biggest questions now that everyone will be thinking about is, what do you think BJP is going to do now, considering their plan was pretty much like betting on Rajinikanth to join politics? So what do you think they are going to do now? How are they going to make inroads in the state?
So the key advisor to Rajinikanth seemed to have been S. Gurumurthy, who calls himself, or at least people call him, an RSS ideologue. Now he is very close to the BJP and the RSS, and there was clearly a feeling that Rajinikanth derived his strength or for the decision to enter politics from the backing that the BJP gave him, or probably some sort of backing. Now the problem is, I think the BJP was also not very sure whether he will stick to his word, because even though they had started criticizing the AIADMK, their alliance partner in Tamil Nadu, and taking on the state government, giving them some trouble by doing this Vail Yatra, that the state president did, going to these famous abodes of Lord Muruga, etc. Now they did not walk out of the alliance because they knew that Rajini is not dependable, and they have stuck to the AIADMK's AIADMK alliance. Now my guess is, and this is something that many people feel, that this has sort of eroded their ability to demand more seats in the alliance, because if Rajini had come in, the first thing that the BJP would have done is said, if you don't give me what I want, I will probably go to Rajinikanth. But I think that option is now cut, and so the AIADMK's power in the alliance is now total, and the BJP has to do what the AIADMK wants it to do. And I think my guess is also that the vote share, that the vote block that Rajinikanth was aiming sort of overlaps with the vote share of the vote block that the AIADMK has, the voter base. And I think there was a sense of there was a strain in the AIADMK in Rajinikanth entering politics. They did not like it, because they thought their vote share would be eroded with his entry. But now that Rajinikanth is not in, I think the AIADMK would give a sigh of relief.
It kind of seems like everything worked out well for them. I mean, they get to have their partner also. How else do you think there's going to be any other kind of impact on the two main parties in the state now that Rajinikanth's not going to be there?
So with Rajinikanth not coming in and the AIADMK vote share, I mean, since people think that AIADMK's vote share won't be affected that much, I mean, apart from the anti-incumbency erosion, which will happen, they have been in power for 10 years, and it will be very difficult for them to completely avert anti-incumbency. But keeping that aside, with Rajini not entering politics, I think that impact, that extra impact it would have had, is not going to be there now. So I think this again brings it back. This election brings this election back to being a close contest between the DMK and the AIADMK. I don't think you can take the AIADMK lightly, because, like I said, their organization is so tough. And I think the very fact that Rajinikanth has not launched the party will enthuse AIADMK cadres, because now they know that there is no big player to come and erode their vote block.
Okay, just one last question before we wrap up. So, what do you think? Which party is Rajinikanth going to support if he does or support one of these parties?
It's a very interesting thing in his statement. He has said that he is not going to enter electoral politics, but he'll continue to do good to the people of Tamil Nadu. And Gurumurthy immediately tweeted that he expects Rajinikanth to have the same kind of impact he had in the 96 elections when he backed the DMK. And Jayalalitha faced a rout. Now, I am not too sure, having taken this decision, I am not too sure if Rajinikanth would do anything like that. It would be very surprising if he puts his weight behind somebody. And also, I think this decision has diminished his image. It has taken a big hit. Now, I don't think people are going to take his word seriously. Even if he says, I'm going to back somebody, I don't think that is going to help anybody much. Now, but the problem here is not a problem, but I think the one effect of this decision is that the other person, the other superstar who is in the field, might get some goodwill, because people might think that, look, Rajinikanth did not have the courage to enter politics, but this man Kamal Hassan has been around and he wants to contest. So that might pull some votes towards Kamal Hassan. The big question is, whose vote is Kamal Hassan going to split? The kind of people that he is targeting, we could speculate that vote block overlaps with the DMK's vote base. And if that is true, it's untested. This theory is untested. But if that is true, then I think we are in for a very interesting election this time. If that is true, what will happen is it will make the election an even closer fight between the ADMK and the
DMK. Okay. Thanks for joining us, Sagar. I would request you keep reading Scroll. We will be publishing a lot more of political analysis and updates on our website.